Hold up. They know the money is coming to go. So what?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tony Television. I'm your boy Tony. I have today with me Paul Blaze. Welcome to Tony Television. How you doing today, Paul?
Sir, I'm doing good. Appreciate having me, being here.
No doubt. So let's get straight into it and let's start with this one. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Midwest, baby. I was born in St. Paul originally, but Midway Hospital, but I ain't really spend too much time in St. Paul growing up. So I grew up in Minneapolis on the north side.
And what inspired you to start rapping?
Man, I ain't want to be no rapper like growing up, really. Like, I always liked rappers, you feel me? I was a big fan of hip hop, but I didn't see myself doing it really until I was in the military, and I had spent a lot of time on this one deployment. We had a lot of sit down time, so I was forced to sit there and I started reading books to engage my mind and stuff like that. You feel me? And then I had a lot of people that was doing freestyle Fridays. You feel me? A bunch of guys that get together that liked hip hop and all that. Some of them was real nice, and I started hanging out, kicking it with them. Eventually, on that deployment, they had got the hands on some mics and shit like that. So some of them started recording, and I knew some of that shit sounded. I was a big music head. I was like, man, that shit sounds ass. And I had all that time. I wrote myself a little verse to this one beat, and I told them I want to hop on. And that was my first time recording. It was in the military, so but I ain't take it serious. You feel me? I was just playing around, and then it just went from there. Got back to the crib. One of my boys is recording and shit. You feel me? I started recording on his beats, just for fun again. And then, shit, I don't know. I noticed I had a little bit of advantage. You feel me? It could be a disadvantage. It could be an advantage. I'm white. You feel me? So I noticed right away, I get a little bit more attention and shit. And then I was getting good feedback. Eventually, over the years, I started taking it serious a few years ago.
Well, I was actually going through your YouTube and I saw a video, How to Be the Man. That one in particular is 8 years old.
Yeah.
So when I looked at it, I was like, wow, Paul didn't just start rapping yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So you've been rapping for, I say a minimum of 8 years when I look at the video.
It's been damn near 10 years. Because that's I wasn't being consistent back then. But yeah, that's when I started, probably about a year or two before that video dropped. So it's damn near been 10 years.
Okay. And did you grow up in the trap?
I grew up my mom and dad, they still together today. So I grew up in a pretty nice household, you feel me? As far as
well, because that's what I really like. The household itself, nice, but when you would go outside hang out, did you choose to hang in the trap?
Man, when I was real little, you feel me? I was a white boy, so that's another thing. I wasn't automatically accepted in you know what I'm saying, little circles. I kick it with all the neighborhood kids. Eventually, especially getting teenage years and all that, you start getting exposed more to gang culture and all that stuff like that. Just getting into whatever, you feel me. So what I grew up around, it was definitely an element. You feel me? I was a hood, you feel me. So I grew up in a good home, which kept me out of the streets for the most part. And then especially when I got out of my parents' house, and I'm doing whatever I want to do. You feel me? I don't really submerge myself in that lifestyle, but I grew up around that.
Okay. Now, when you started getting into the hood and the trap, was when you started hanging around black people, did you see a difference in culture, or was there no difference at all?
Yeah, everybody you gonna see a difference for sure. I can tell you differences, but especially my parents was real they real religious, so but they like really religious. They don't just go to church on Sundays. Like they live and breathe it. You feel me? So like they go by. They had us like conduct ourselves as far as like the Bible's taught. You feel me? And that was you treat your neighbor like the same way that you want to get treated and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't really care about what they. My mom basically raised like some of the neighbor homies. You feel me? Like some of them to this day call her mom. You feel me? And they black. And I grew up like I had Asian neighbors, Mexican neighbors, white neighbors, black neighbors, and like my family would treat them like the same exact way. You feel me? Didn't matter if they was immigrants or whatever. You feel me? 20 Mexicans in the house next door. You feel me? They still pulling up, bringing them food or whatever they move in. So I just learned. Like I grew up watching that. Like you feel me? Like that's probably my biggest influence. Like being cool with other people, and it just so happened that where I grew up was like there was a lot of black people my age, especially because like if you look at my neighborhood, like probably like 30, 40 years ago or something, it's probably like if the show was predominantly white, you feel me? But it was a growing neighborhood. A lot of people was moving there from Chicago when I was a little kid, so like I had a lot of black people that I grew up with. You feel me? Like I probably one of the only white boys in my first basketball team, so it's like that's who I learned how to make friends with. You feel me? What was cool, what was not cool, and shit like that. And I guess like now I damn near relate more like with black people. You feel me? It don't have to be. I got white friends, Asian friends, all that shit. You feel me? But yeah, that's who I you know what I'm saying? That's who I fuck with. By default, I say.
Okay, now another thing I was looking up today, which was weird to me, I didn't even know that George Floyd passed in Minneapolis. Is that true?
Yeah, over south.
Now, what was it like back home for you personally, being from there? What was that like in Minneapolis at that time?
Man, it was a shit show. Like that shit was crazy. When it happened, I was in LA. I think it was damn near like 5-6 days before I got back to Minneapolis. But it was still going up, you feel me? It's still like to this day, it's left like an imprint on the city. Like the city has changed since then, a lot of different things, like even all the way up to like the energy, like how people like perceive each other, you feel me? But there's a lot going on. I was here in LA like when the loot was going down, and like I'm watching my homies lives and stuff like that in Minneapolis. It was going up. Like even when I touched back down, people were still like turning up. Still a lot of marches, demonstrations, and stuff like that. But it impacted the city like huge.
Did it do anything good or bad towards white-black relations? Like, did it make?
I ain't gonna lie. I think it damn near made it worse. Like for real, they had this that shit crazy. Like it's just weird, bro. Like 'cause like I think like a lot of white people they got like some type of like white shame or whatever. It was just weird, bro. Like all the way down to like the George Floyd, where he got killed at. They made it like a memorial or whatever, and they had like a sign up saying like something about it was specifically about white people. Like you feel me? Like you're supposed to conduct yourself. So it was like one of them signs that you might read back in like the 40s or something, or the 50s, 60s, whenever they started integration and say like whites only, blacks only. It was like some weird ass shit. So there's like, I think it's a huge rift between whites and blacks up there in Minnesota specifically. Like I thought I was going to have to deal with that more being in LA. Like I get received in LA I get way more love in LA, way more love in like New York, like wherever I'm at. Like it's crazy in Minnesota, but like it's a weird dynamic that go along with that in Minnesota. But I don't know. As a whole, I think it's headed in the right direction just because they having them discussions now finally. But it's like you either like there's people that start fucking with the movement a little bit more, or they more against the movement than they was before. Before that, like Minnesota, they super like passive aggressive, so you never even gonna know how they really feel about you until you hear back from the people that was in the room when they started talking when you left. You feel me? So it's like now they love them more. Like we'll talk about it. You feel me? But I don't know. They have positive and negative effects.
Okay. Now, in my research, I also noticed that 60% of shots fired in Minneapolis comes from northern part.
Yeah.
Would you care to like expand on that? Because you're from the northern part,
Yeah,
right?
I'm from over north. Yeah. Like,
So how was that pretty rough growing up over there?
yeah, for sure. Like for sure.
Were you ever close to like shots fired yourself, seen it or something like that?
Yeah, everybody like. Yeah, hell yeah.
What's that like? For people who've never been close to, like, what's that feeling like in that moment?
I probably got a fucked up like perspective on it. 'Cause, like when I was younger and shit, like man, bro, like until you actually been in it, it's like you ain't seen nothing. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You were like you green, you fresh. You feel me? So like I was waiting to get shot at or shot or something. You feel me? When I was younger, just so I could, especially being white, I needed that one up. You feel me? So like I ain't never been shot in my life. Like thank God, you feel me? But like until that happened with people around and shit like that, I always felt like damn, I'm missing out. Like I gotta see what this feeling is like. You know what I'm saying? I want to like test out the streets, especially being from like a sheltered household. You feel me? So like my parents were doing everything they could to keep me away from that type of stuff. So like I had a fucked up like when it first time I ever got shot at, you feel me? It was like, oof, you feel me? Like I've been through it, I know what it's like, you know what I'm saying? But like everybody going like man, you gotta have a relative. If your family from that city, you feel me? You gonna have a relative, a coach, a teacher, a friend, somebody that's been either killed or shot. You feel me? Like something happening relating gun violence. It's a lot of that going on.
I can dig it, man. When I was looking at the clips and everything, it looked like it was pretty rough out there.
It's like yeah, it sounds like a choir over there at night. You feel me? Like you gonna hear gunshots every single night over north. Like and it's different too. We got big guns out there. Like it's a big gun state, like Texas. You feel me? It's like everybody got guns. Everybody's grandparents got guns. So yeah, you like they play with the automatics up there. Like you hear about artists from Chicago talking about switches. Everything that goes on in the Midwest is going on throughout the whole Midwest. It's a lot of that, like automatics, all that shit.
Okay. Now, switching gears a little bit, recently Tory Lanez was convicted of shooting Megan Thee Stallion.
Or free Tory.
Now, did he get played or did he play himself?
I don't know enough about that case, but yeah, I don't know enough about that case. Like from what I hear, I can't really speak on it because that's one thing I hate is when people come up on these cameras and start sharing. I don't got like a solid enough. Like from what I seen, I felt like he got played for sure. Like you could even see like Megan Thee Stallion, you feel me, lying on these interviews and faking and acting. I don't really got no like sympathy for people like that. You feel me? That especially like her background as far as like the rap shit, talking crazy and tough, and she'll have street elements in her music or whatever. And if you gonna like rap about that or talk about it, you feel me, or represent it in any type of way, you feel me. You can't be like picking one to be tough and you feel me, one to be street, one not to be street. That shit kind of weird. That's what I got from that situation. And then I know it's like tough for like any man going any type of like domestic situation at all. Of course, it's gonna be rough for you. Feel me? So like, I don't know if he got played or what. But it looked kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, what do you think about Blueface and Krishan Rock's relationship? Now, just in general, a lot of violence going on there.
Hell yeah.
Is that toxic or is that normal?
Damn, that's depending on who you ask. Like, I think it's toxic. I've been in situations, not that bad, but like where it's like you feel me, some physical elements in there. That shit is toxic regardless if you used to it or not. Like, yeah, that's a terrible situation to be in. There was like a time of my life where I was like attracted to women like that. Because I was in a fucked up position in my life, you feel me? So that's who I, you know what I'm saying, fuck with. But that's just detrimental. You gotta get out of situations like that. Like, even if it feel good for you, just like right now I'm dealing with like the repercussions of messing with somebody who was like that. You feel me? That's still an ongoing thing every single day of my life. I had a baby with somebody like that, so it's like you gotta get out ASAP.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Now, recently, Gunna returned to social media
Yeah.
with a tweet talking about Free Thug, YSL, the label, and people are smashing on him about that.
Yeah.
Is he wrong for shouting out Thug right now?
Label. He funny as hell. Like he talking about the label, bro. You just told Shorty like that it was a game. So like you might as well. I don't know. That shit crazy. Like I don't know the ins and outs too. I think we had this conversation earlier. So I'm like, the way I look at it is like I don't know the ins and outs of that. Like I do know about that case more than I know about the Tory joint, but like they yeah, like I don't know if they got a game plan where Gunna's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this type of plea, and Thug's cool with it, and if their lawyers are cooperating, maybe they got a bigger plan. You feel me? But from what I know, like as far as like any street shit, anything to do with court, bro, like basically like yeah, you told for sure, like for sure, like that's telling, like cause that whole thing like we don't want to make YSL again. Like, and that's what the court is portraying in that. So basically, just and they talking about, oh, well, it's not going to be used in court. Well, we know how that shit goes. So.
Very true. Now, switching gears. Recently, I say about a month ago, Kanye West was all over the news. Okay, I like to ask people this kind of a question. Now, he lost $400 million when he went in on his anti-Semitic rant.
Right.
Now, if he was wrong or right, he was speaking his mind.
Right.
Okay? Now, in that situation, would you risk $400 million to just speak your mind, or would you keep your thoughts to yourself?
I think in his position, he has a responsibility to speak his mind. Like people look up to celebrities so much. Like, also, I think you need to be informed, you feel me, when you speak your mind or whatever. Like, that's also, like, another huge responsibility, like, with, like, as far as information goes and sharing information. Because if you're sharing false information, that's bad. But I think people that's in that position, they supposed to air it out. They supposed to, it's too much, like, I hate dealing with rappers and, like, getting closer to the industry and shit, because everybody, like, oh, you can't say this, because it might piss this person off, and that person connected to this. I'm not with all that. It's probably been a big downfall, and I'm trying to change that right now just to get in position so I can get on the platforms. But yeah, like I don't know. I think it's good to voice your opinions and shit like that, regardless of what the outcome may be. Like I think that's honorable. But as far as the message, I don't know about the message as much, but yeah, I think as far as that question goes, like, yeah, you're supposed to, like, speak your mind. You should be informed when you're in front of a camera. Like, you shouldn't be talking about some bullshit, but, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think people should be getting canceled for voicing their opinions or stating facts.
I totally agree with that. They shouldn't get canceled.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
Like Andrew Tate, like I don't agree with everything that he said, but that's just some sucker shit. Like trying to cancel a whole, that's weird. Y'all don't even do that to like the Taliban. Like you feel me?
what do you think about that? Like, why do you think they're going so hard at Andrew Tate?
I mean, he's speaking for the men, and like they really against masculinity right now in society. It's more beneficial for them, so. I guess like he going against the agenda.
Now, and this is off with what I have here in questions, but since you jumped on it, I have to ask you this because I've wondered this, right? There's a part of me that says, yeah, they're going against male masculinity right now. But then I say, well, the government, everything is ran by men.
Right.
So, I mean, does it make sense with men that are in power going against masculinity?
Yeah, because like that's the worst thing that those men in power could have. That's a threat to them. Is another man that's actually standing up for things that they're against. Because like what he's saying it ain't going with everything that they want. They want more men in prisons than they want out here speaking their mind and stuff like that. So like the biggest thing they scared of is a leader. As soon as they see a leader or whatever in front of people that the people stand behind, they going after them. So that's it make all the sense in the world. Like if you a man in power or whatever, just going the same. So you find somebody else that's going the same things that's against what you like stand for and all that, and you might not even stand for it, but you know like it's not gonna be beneficial to your movement. Yeah, they gonna try to X him out as fast as they can. Like it ain't. I don't see it as much as like a loyalty to like a gender or a race as much as it is like a loyalty towards self or like you know what I'm saying, having that money in the family, stuff like that. Yeah, power. Yeah.
Now, recently, today, the news actually came out, or yesterday, rapper Kazoo out of Jacksonville, Florida. He caught a murder charge recently, last year, and his father somehow got involved. I think he picked his father up afterwards, so his father was charged with accessory after the fact. So his father now agrees to testify against his son. And he's testifying.
That happened like a year ago or something?
Yeah, it happened about a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
The question is this, okay? If you were implicated in something like that and your son did it and he came back and he showed you the gun or he said, Dad, I did it, and they picked you up and said, listen, we know you know because we have the text, and if you don't tell us that you know, then you're going down with your son.
Yeah.
Would you turn on your son?
Man, we finna be sharing a cell. Hell no, like to like give my son up to them people or whatever. Man, not me personally ever. As far as like, I can't really like, damn, I can't judge like another man like that, but like for myself, nah, hell no, that's not going on. I don't know as far as with them, if he been trying to have him steer in the right path for the longest, you feel me? Because I would still respect my father. I expect like my dad, you feel me? Like if he found out about anything that I did at a certain part of time back then, he might have like, he would have for sure told on me, like for sure. But and I wouldn't like looked at him any type of way because he wasn't in that life that I was in. So like I would still have respect for my father and my mother, you feel me, at the end of the day. But as far as me, no, I don't even care like what you did.
So you going out with your son?
Yeah, for sure.
That's honorable.
Yeah.
Recently, a judge read out the lyrics on a YSL song in
I was
court.
just watching that shit, I think last night.
What do
It
you?
sounded crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about songs being able to be used against rappers in a court
It's
of
the
law?
same thing as like coming after Tom Cruise or something, and they like, you did this in this movie, and you had a gun in the movie. Bro, this is entertainment, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, this is strictly entertainment, and like for some people like live that life or lived it. You feel me? I don't think that really got to do with like anything to do with anything, bro. That shouldn't be used in court. That's crazy. Like that's an expression or whatever. Some of these people that like come up in this industry, they have no choice but to grow up that way. They daddy was doing this, their mom was doing this, they was growing up right here, you feel me? And anybody who grew up in their shoes would have gone through that, seen a lot of that stuff. So like that's wild. Like I don't know. I don't see like consistency as far as like entertainment is concerned. This is entertainment. You feel me? You get labels are for entertainers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I look at it the same way as a movie, bro. Like unless we talking about dates and times, like, and I think motherfuckers is telling on themselves like they retarded, like dropping names and saying we did it on this street, and that's wild to me. But like, you feel me? At least have like that's where the artist creativity come in. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to damn near be speaking in code a lot of shit. You gonna speak on some real shit. But I don't know. They be reaching for them lyrics or whatever. It's like yeah, it's a form of artistic expression. It's not actually doing that crime. So that's out. I think California just make that law or whatever. You can't use lyrics. in like a courtroom or something. I
So
think
they
just did
can't
that.
use the lyrics against the
Yeah,
artist.
yeah, and like I don't know. That's what I heard. I think they taking steps to get away from all that shit, but yeah, that's just wild.
Okay. Now, what do you think of the Takeoff murder? You think it was wrong place, wrong time, or did it something fishy? Did it feel like a setup?
I don't know nothing about that case. Like I seen the whole video. I'm not like a big Migos fan or anything like that, so I was like, damn, that's trash. Like, man, that's terrible. He seemed like a real good dude. Everything that I did see, so it's like, man, that's tragic. That's all I got from that situation. I don't really know too much about anything involved with that, but yeah, it's a tragic situation for sure. Um,
Definitely, man. Rest in peace, Takeoff. What do you think about politics, and have you ever voted?
I never voted for sure. I never voted. Um, I think like both parties is pretty much the same. I think the people that vote for like one of the parties, I don't think that party has any type of like positive intentions with the people that vote for them. Like I think it's wild. Like I remember the first time actually Obama was running again. So I was like the first time that I was actually eligible to vote. And I remember I was in New York City. I was in it was either Harlem or Bronx. I think it was Bronx because we was on like Jerome Ave. You been out in the Bronx?
Yes.
So it's like underneath the train or whatever. We was underneath the train. This like Jamaican lady had she had a little table. It was like register to vote or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, whatever. Like let's do this. So we going through the flyer and my boy, he talking about what party is Obama for? And I'm like, bro, like you finna vote for somebody you don't know anything about what they stand for, or nothing. You just know one thing about them. You feel me? Like Jeezy put a song out, and we're voting for Obama. You feel me? Same thing as with damn, what's that one? The vice president. Oh, she looks like me, so I'm not knowing the whole time she done put like your uncles, everybody. You know what I'm saying? She been trying to keep them underneath the prison. So it's like it's wild to me. Politics be pissing me off. I try to not to talk about politics as much as I can because I be seeing this shit. I be wanting to speak on it. But like people have real strong opinions about stuff that they don't even know about. So I'll be like, man, whatever, bro. Like none of these presidents, you know what I'm saying? Like Trump, the only one that I could say personally, like I seen like, damn, all my people was eating. Like for real, like Trump is probably my favorite politician I've seen from what I've seen from my perspective. Like, as soon as he hopped in that political water, you feel me? Like, people might fight with me the long way, and then they hear some shit like, he likes Trump. You feel this type of personality, you feel me? Like, regardless, we went through this whole interview, and you know how I feel about certain things, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as you get that cosign or whatever, so I think politics is funny. People who, like, judge other people based on, like, their political party preference or whatever, it's wild. But, yeah, I ain't never voted. I can't see I don't know. I can't see myself voting. Like, I don't really think they got the best interests. Those are salesmen. The reason I like Trump is because he not a politician. You feel me? Like, he gonna say it, like, straight up. And that's the same thing as Kanye. Like, maybe you should be a little more careful because you in this position with the things you say and how you say it. But, like, bro, the truth, like, as far as, like, you feel me? He don't be sugarcoating nothing. We don't got to worry about if he's even conscious in the present right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't have none of these political ties. I liked him before he was in office, you feel me? Because, like, he was fucking with the culture, for real. Like, party with Mike Tyson and shit like that, or, you feel me, Snoop Dogg, shit like that. But, yeah, as far as that, I don't get too invested in politics.
Well, I have to ask you this question now that you're on Trump. And this is just one question, right? I think I saw the same thing that you saw when he was president. I never saw the African American community get as much money at one time than when he became president.
Right.
All of a sudden, everybody had business loans, everybody had ADD, everybody had PPP. It was, you know, he was just like stimuluses,
yeah.
right? Now with that, right? Knowing what I saw the same thing. People in the culture never had 10,000 in their life. All of a sudden, got 20,000.
Yeah.
Why did black people go so against him? Do you have your own conclusion why?
Yeah, because like the celebrities that they align themselves with or whatever, them celebrities would align with certain people. You feel me? That was saying no Trump. You feel me? So them celebrities went no Trump, and then them celebrities told these people fuck Trump, and then everybody like fuck Trump. They don't know nothing about, and then they take these little 15-second sound bites. That's another thing. Like our culture, like our society, man, like they trained to like say things a certain way. You feel me? And sugarcoat shit and not really address shit. And like Trump was saying some shit about like, I don't know, bro. Like he was talking some real shit, bro. Like we'll be in the hood and we all talking about, man, these types of people, whatever, you feel me? They be bringing this to our neighborhood and that to our neighborhood. We don't like that. And like Trump says this exact same thing, you feel me? Like, and it's more sugarcoated than how we were talking amongst ourselves. And all of a sudden Trump's a bad guy. I'm like, bro, like, you was just telling me you hate these motherfuckers. Like, literally said hate these motherfuckers. Cause, you feel me? And now it's fuck Trump. He's a racist. Like, bro, yo ass a racist, bro. You feel me? If we gonna keep it a bean, like, I don't know, that's politics. That's why I don't like politics.
You're so right, man. Political views kind of screw up people's personal views about people when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
Me, I just love to hear everyone's view because we're all human. Everybody has a perspective.
Even these crazy ass presidents, bro. I lost homies like two of these fools. Like I don't know, bro. That's a whole nother subject, bro. Like, and I still wouldn't even hate those people. You feel me? Like, I don't like what you was doing, bro. But I'm not gonna judge nobody like that. Like, unless they really like I don't like Joe Budden, like as a person, bro. Like I don't, or Biden, my bad, Budden. I don't like Joe Biden as a person because the shit that I seen that he used to say and the views that he used to have on the integration, like when they was having kids going on the same school buses and he was against that. I'm like, that stuff is crazy to me. Like that's wild to me. Like all the little political talks and stuff like that don't really like affect nobody. I'm not gonna judge nobody like that. That's wild.
I agree. Now, if you got rich today, you hit the lottery, Powerball, what would you spend your first $1 million on?
My first million. Right now, it'd be like marketing, a couple different investments, get a little trust fund type set up for my baby, take care of a few people that looked out for me, and then I go splurge a little bit for sure. But I done had little bags before and blew them. You feel me? So like I know what to do with a bag. So yeah, the first stop I want to go get my shit iced out. I'll get more tattoos, some dreads, some crazy cars and shit. You feel me? That's how I want to do it. I got enough self-discipline now. Like I'm not finna fuck up no bags. That's for sure.
Real shit, man.
Yeah, bro. Like I done had that and then like been back on the noodle diet. A month later, you feel me? Not that, like, you feel me? Like 10 bands, 5 bands, 20 bands, you feel me? Just run through that shit. Like, and don't have nothing to show for it. That's just the worst feeling in the world. You feel me? Especially when you used to sit in the car with your homies and be like, bro, if you were 10 bands today, what would you do it? And then do with it, you feel me? And then you have the 10 bands and that shit gone. Like, we didn't even get a chance to do the stuff we was talking about. It's crazy.
Real shit, man. Well, hey, Paul Blaze, man, I really appreciate you coming through. Make sure you tell the people where they can find you at on your Instagram, your social media, where they can find your music at, and go ahead and give your shout outs.
All right, so the music, I got that shit on all platforms. You look my stuff up on everything under Paul Blaze. iTunes, Pandora, everything. You feel me? But I'm I try to push people towards YouTube, my YouTube. I think the name on that is I'm Paul Blaze. If not, just Google Paul Blaze, and then or YouTube Paul Blaze, and then I'm on Instagram for my platform, the real Paul Blizzy, on IG. So yeah, that's really. I try to keep it narrow. I used to have like a Facebook, and Twitter, and all that. I'm trying to keep it all on one thing. I just got my IG deleted like it was almost a year ago. And I just got that back up today at 6K. You feel me? So yeah, follow me on Instagram. We'll be getting that one back popping. So
Paul Blaze, man, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to more interviews, and I'm definitely gonna promote your music as much as I can because I actually went and listened to a lot of your music. I watched quite a few videos, and the reason I even wanted to interview you because I like your style. I think you're very unique. I think you have your own lane, your whole own lane. And I think that, one day you're going to blow. And I just want to be one of the people that help that process speed along a little bit.
Man, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you having me for sure, man. It's cool, bro. I was trying to stay as active as I can with anything like content related. You feel me? Like, just keep the wheels turning. So I appreciate you having me on here.
No doubt. Thank you, Paul Blaze. We out.
Stand on top like I'm King Kong. Paddle niggas like a ping pong. Run my block like I'm King Von.